It's Thursday, so welcome to another edition of Ranch Riding, Rhinestones, and Rowels, and it's Thirsty Thursday. I'm with Sherry Neighbors and Heather Young, the brainchildren behind our virtual ranch horse shows, and that I enjoy so much. And you've got a special guest today.
Pam, we do, and it's Michael Ocato. I've known Michael for several years, and Michael actually helped me get some of my judges cards, and he's a great judge. He's been all over the country, literally all over the country, judging various horse shows, and he himself has trained and shown a variety of disciplines, and so we were very happy to have him judge for us. So meet Michael Ocato.
Welcome.
Pleasure to be here.
Glad you're here.
Thank you for taking time to judge. Well, first of all, judging a virtual show is a little bit different than judging them live. Talk a little bit about that.
You can turn it off and on.
Yeah.
You can rewind it to make sure you got that what you thought that score was supposed to be or that penalty was supposed to be. So yeah, you don't get the redo at the horse show.
That's really interesting. It's actually more intricate than a regular horse show, I guess.
So it kind of works both ways because the exhibitor can re-record a run if they have a mishap or something wrong. They can rerun it, and the judge can stop and rewind as well.
Stop and rewind it. I can go back. There was several runs that I judged, and I went back going, let me just see that again, and see what I knew it had happened, but I wanted to be sure exactly and score it appropriately in the maneuver.
So did you give him a better score with rewinding it and looking at it?
No.
Hell.
Well,
remember that.
First of all, I think that you agree with me, and especially me starting as a novice. I mean, the first time I dipped my toe into the horse show world was through the virtual show, and it gave me confidence. But this has been a great thing through COVID year, hasn't it?
Absolutely. It's kept the interaction between people in the horse industry going. It didn't stop because you couldn't go to the horse show. You just found another means to communicate is what we did. And it helps a lot of these people who can't get to trainers or the affordability of a trainer or something. They can do a lot of this at home because of the virtual stuff, and they can get their critique, positive and the negative
Right.
part of it, and say, okay, this is what I need to work on.
Absolutely, and I think it's been amazing. I think it's been really good. It's been good for me. I know it's been good for you too, and it's just been a fun experience. And that's what we wanted it to be, was fun.
And the cool thing about it is we actually get exhibitors from all over the world. So there were exhibitors from different countries, and so they get to show with people in America, and Americans get to show with them,
Right.
and it really is a neat thing.
And in the friendship, we've got several that have been here through the whole process, even
Right.
from our groups last year. So thank you again for
Great. Oh, totally enjoyed it.
So again, as a novice, the things that I think of as when I'm looking at my score is pick out 3 maneuvers. Tell me what your standard is for those maneuvers, and for a novice, how do they plus or minus from your standard?
Actually, we can pick 3 maneuvers, but all maneuvers are the correctness of that maneuver is what we're looking for, and that would be a 0 score. When your maneuver score is 0, that is good, and we're looking for the correctness, the horse's correctness, and of course the rider is the one controlling that. So we watch that all together. So if we were doing a turn on a 360 to the right, we're looking for that horse that is willingly turning. We're looking for that horse that's not over flexed or evading or resisting to doing what he's supposed to do, that he willingly turns that forehand around over his haunches and gets there. Now the credit comes with a little bit of speed with that. Now, we're not looking for a reining horse to turn, but we're looking for a horse that can turn around and go the other way, or turn around and go. So that would be one. Let's just say the side pass. Another one that I find that people struggle with is we want those horses to be straight through their poles and through their bodies, and when they're bending too much to the right or to the left, or evading the bit, or hitting the pole and not being cadenced through that side.
Her favorite word, cadence.
Yeah. We hear that a lot.
And really, cadence is the key to so much of this in all disciplines, not just the ranch and doing the ranch horses. It's in the show horses. I mean, that's what we want, is that cadence, that consistency, that it doesn't change from it. And with our ranch horses, we want them to go out there. We have to ride those horses all day. We need them to be consistent in what they're doing for their job
And get where they're going.
and get where they're
I
going.
think we talked about that
Absolutely.
earlier, Sherry, when we were riding, about flow. The pattern needs
Yes,
to flow.
yes. And not be jerky and
Right.
and quick. It needs to just have a
And that's
like dancing
all maneuver
partners.
scores. That's all
Yeah.
maneuver. That's what we look for as judges for the credit earning situations. When that turn on the 360 to the right turns readily and that horse lopes off just as pretty as can be, and it all becomes
Fluid.
fluid through the maneuver and through the transition, you go, yes,
Yeah.
that's what
Goals.
Absolutely.
Ranch riding
Absolutely.
goals.
And
Goals.
credit earning being the plus,
Yeah.
the plus
Yes.
half, the plus one,
So
the plus
then,
1.5.
when you're judging, do you find yourself watching the horse or the rider more, or is it a
good question.
combination?
That's a good question. When I first started judging, depending upon what I was judging, I would watch more horse or more rider. In evolving in our judging, and we all do, Heather can attest to that, I pick a focal point. And most of it is pretty much stirrup level because I want to see the underneath of that horse. Because as you know, riding those ranch horses all day, I want one that's a good mover. The reason we want the good movers is because it takes less energy for them to expend, and we can ride it very comfortably. So that good mover, seeing what their legs are doing, if we're watching transition, say a change of lead, we're watching the rider, we're watching where their hand is, we're watching where that horse's face is at, we're watching what the underneath is doing all at the same time. So you learn.
We are watching you.
Yeah, and see, and that's good to know because
Yeah.
when we're thinking about that, and we do it all the time, we're thinking, well, they can't see our hand, or but we talked about that earlier. They can't see our hand, they can't see all of that stuff.
Right,
You know, if you're
right.
pulling your reins
They
with the roll
can.
middles, and that's good to know because
Absolutely, we're watching the whole picture, and that is part of the
Yeah.
scoring system.
Yeah.
Is that
Yeah.
whole picture.
yes, that's awesome.
So most of us in this virtual show, at least this first episode of the 2021 virtual Ranch Horse Show, which had to be postponed because of weather and weather and weather, most of us are novices. If you had one piece of advice to give a novice, what would that be?
I could give lots of pieces of advice, but most of it is stay with it. It's sometimes frustrating, sometimes it's discouraging, but then the rewards at the end when you finally do get it correct and you go, that's it.
Like a
and
light
you can,
bulb,
and you
yeah.
can feel it.
Right.
Like when I judge or my wife is showing or I watch people show, I ride every stride with them. So I know what it feels like sometimes that it doesn't go right. And we all have those
We
situations.
sure do.
But when it's good and eventually it does and you can better yourself and be proud of that, that's to me is, what I think the novice division is for, is to build that confidence, to build the experience to go forward if you choose to.
And then to appreciate it once you finally
Absolutely.
get there. Yeah,
Right.
Absolutely.
yeah, because
Well,
you did it.
Thank you, Michael, for taking
Well,
time
thank
and
you. It's been a
taking
pleasure.
time away from your family, because I know there were a lot of entries and a lot of videos to watch and a few little rewinds, but we really appreciate it.
Well, thank you.
Like I said, as a novice, that's the thing that I get most out of these. That $25 is worth it to me to see my scorecard, to see where I
Right.
can better
Absolutely.
myself, or where I did really good, and try to duplicate that
Have
next
that
time.
critique, and
That's
absolutely.
why these have been so beneficial.
Perfect. Well, keep up the great work, ladies. You're doing
Michael,
great.
Thank you so
Thanks.
Thank you
much
very
for
much.
joining us. We appreciate that.
It's been an
we're,
honor.
now we're going to hear the results of what you've scored. So you've got some results to
Absolutely.
read. So
And
we'll
And
let
luckily
you
everybody's
go on
far
your way.
away so
Well,
that
thank
they
you very
weren't
much.
junk rocks.
It's been a pleasure.
Thank you so
Michael.
much.
Thank you.
Nice meeting you.
Thank you to Michael for judging. And now we've got some results, and you might see this beautiful surroundings and wonder where we are. Well, we're all showing here at March to the Arch. It's a great quarter horse TQHA and SBA show that's going on all this week, started yesterday. And we are at the Fort Worth Stock Show's Board of Directors room. And yes, these are
It's beautiful.
really beautiful pieces of art here. And I'm
And we're
pretty
feeling
sure they're
quite
real.
important,
Yeah,
too.
Yeah, we're
Yes.
very important.
This is the
It's right next
VIP
door
room.
to, right next door to Will Rogers, where we're all showing, and we hope we see you here showing as well.
Absolutely.
So let's get to
Definitely.
the results.
So we'll start off with the non-pro Green Ranch riding. And in first place was our very own Pam Minnick
Congratulations.
On my horse champ.
on the
Yes.
Palomino Champ. In second place was Erica Jennifer. Third place was Soraya Sigsworth. And fourth place was Lindsay Estes. And in fifth place was Brenna Piera.
And didn't you tell me that Erica came from a foreign country?
Soraya did.
Soraya,
Yes,
right.
she did. She's from a foreign country, and I think we have 2 or 3 that are from a
That's
foreign
so
country.
exciting.
And we really enjoy that, and I'm sure that they enjoy competing against Americans, and it's fun. It just
We are
develops,
thankful to have them.
Yeah.
develops a camaraderie.
Very good.
So, we'll move on to the non-pro ranch riding, and in first place was Janet Williamson, and second place was Pam Minnick
Yay, on
on
Smarty.
Smarty, and in fourth place was Heather Rowe.
Yay, congratulations.
Congratulations.
To all of you.
So we'll, I'm gonna let Sherry read.
Oh, I don't have my glasses.
I'll let Pam read.
Okay. I
Sherry didn't have her glasses.
In the novice non-pro ranch riding, Janet Williamson
Yay.
was in first place. Lori Wadsworth was in second place. Third was Heather Rowe. Fourth, Amber Roderick. Fifth, Kelly King. That was a big class.
Yeah.
And sixth, Soraya Sigsworth. So
Nice.
congratulations.
Yeah, that's
Novice non-pro ranch riding.
That was our biggest division. And you know, we had a lot of entries that actually didn't get to show. They had to scratch because they were not able to get their videos made with the weather, which we had to delay our show like 2 times.
Yes, yes.
Yeah.
But now all the shows are posted, all the patterns are posted, clear till the end of the year. So if you find a beautiful day, record them all, and then you can just sell the horse and enter.
Yeah, yeah. Bring all your
Yeah.
friends over to record. I mean, that's what will be fun too.
So we'll move into the youth ranch riding, and in first place was Jackie Menarson. In second place was Fallon Wilkins.
Yay,
Lee
Fallon.
Fallon.
And in third place was Liza Wadesworth. And in fourth place, we had Hannah Chester. And in fifth place was Ella Claiborne.
Yay, congratulations.
And then we will move on to the open green ranch riding. And in first place was Terry Brazier, and she's from a different country, not the United States. Second place was Cassie Havel. And in third place was Terry Brazier once again. So congratulations to Terry.
And what I want to say too about the green classes, we said it before when we did our other video and it didn't all work out very good, but the cool thing about these green classes is when you enter, and then you may not be the best one in there, but when we get to the end of the year, say in December, and you do your green class, you're going to be amazed at the difference of what you did this time, and then when you watch your video from December, I mean, it's
That
going to be
is
huge.
true.
The
That
progress
happens.
You're
that
going to
you
be
made.
so excited,
Yeah.
and that's what I love about the green classes, because even Pam had said before that it just made the difference,
Oh, huge difference.
of
Yeah.
recording
just,
and watching.
Just recording alone is beneficial.
Absolutely.
But recording, improving, being judged for it.
Yeah.
that's-
Absolutely,
That's
yeah.
where it all comes together.
And,
Sure
and
does.
it's kind of archived because you can go back to the Facebook group and go back and find your video and look at where you were a year ago in comparison to now.
Sure,
And it's
it'll be,
all
you
the
will be
improvement.
amazed, and you will be so excited. You will want to do these videos from then on.
Yeah, definitely. So in the non-pro ranch trail, first place went to Heather Rowe. Congratulations. And then we'll move down to the novice non-pro ranch trail. And in first place was Sue Alexander, and Sue is also from another country.
Wow.
So that's awesome.
Love having y'all. Thank you and welcome.
Yes. And then in second place was Lori Wadesworth, and third place was Heather Rowe. Would you like to do the youth?
I'd be
Maybe
happy
here,
to.
Here and there.
Youth Ranch Trail. First place goes to Liza Wadsworth. Second to Jackie Menarson.
Menarson, I believe.
Yeah. And third was Ella Claiborne. So congratulations. And we love
Yes.
to see our youth.
Oh,
I mean,
gosh,
that's
yeah.
the next generation of showmen, but how beneficial is it for these youth to be able to ride and be judged and see where they need to
And our youth
to
classes
go.
were actually bigger this show. I think we had
That's awesome.
6 in the ranch
Oh
riding.
gosh, good.
So in the non-pro green trail, first went to Sue Alexander and second went to Erica Jennifer. So congratulations,
congratulations.
to that. You know, I love the trail classes, but I haven't gotten the guts to enter one yet. I don't think I've got enough stuff laying around
Well,
to make a trail
and
pack,
that's a
so-
good point, because what we try to do is make it where everybody can participate in the trail. We don't require a lot of logs or a lot of different things. It's generally things that everybody has. And we're going to use the same trail pattern for the next show as we did this one.
Oh,
So everybody
yeah.
should have a couple of
Yeah.
logs and a couple of barrels laying around.
Yeah.
And last but not least, our open green trail first goes to Terry Brazier and second to Cassie Havel. And that is the result of our very first show of 2021.
And
Yes.
we survived Snowvid 2021.
Oh my goodness.
We survived COVID. We're in Texas where no masks are necessary.
No masks.
Yes,
You
we
may
are.
wear one if you choose.
Right.
And again, we're here in the Fort Worth Stock Show boardroom, our VIP room, adjacent to the Will Rogers Coliseum where we've got the March to the Art show. And it's Thirsty Thursday. And so
Yes.
here's one of the things that you might want to talk a little bit more about their prizes, but one of the things that I found in hauling and training with these girls is that every day is Thirsty Thursday.
As it should be.
They
yeah.
start the day with a Bloody Mary, and it helps you and it helps your horse.
Shot of
It
whiskey
definitely
before we
helps
show.
your horse. I'm not saying it's the only way to show, but they sure make it fun. So
we don't
take
try
life
to
seriously.
yeah, and we don't try to insist that you drink.
Yeah.
We just like to,
We
and
offer
it's
it.
your yeah.
So we don't have a recipe for you today, but I highly recommend that you ask Heather for her Bloody Mary recipe.
It's a good one.
Well, it's actually mine and Sherry's. It's a combination of the ingredients that she's put in her Bloody Mary mix and the ingredients I've added. And so anyway, we call it Badass, AZZ, Badass Cowgirl Bloody
Bloody
Mary
Mary.
Marys.
Yeah,
It's excellent.
So that's what we've been drinking here, having a good time. in
And we've been
Fort Worth.
having a good time. The show has been great. We've had Jim has been showing with us. You have been showing, and Amanda, Pam,
Joan.
and Joan, and
We've
we're
got-
having a really
we've
good
got a
time.
whole posse here.
And we will be adding some video from. We're going to go downtown to the stockyards and swing through Billy Bob's
How
and.
great was it to hear from Michael? That was so beneficial.
Yes.
I hope we do that again because these are tips that you guys want to archive.
I
Absolutely.
really enjoyed listening
Yes.
to what Michael had to say.
And I think if we could interview all the judges, even
Yeah.
if we have to do it by Zoom, I think that's an excellent idea.
Absolutely.
And don't forget, send your questions to Heather because each week she's been trying to answer some questions. This week we let Michael do it, but unless you've got some more questions.
No,
yeah.
in fact, Michael kind of answered some of the question.
The
One of the
people
questions
sent it.
that I answered last week, I believe, about what does the judge look at the horse or does the judge look at the
Yes.
rider? And it is absolutely, it's the whole picture. The
And it's
whole
something we
picture.
don't think about
Yeah.
as riders, because if your horse is messing up, you think, oh, well, they're just watching the horse. They're watching you too. So
Right.
I think it's amazing. That was great information. I think this was a great show. Thank you, Pam. Thank you, Heather. And
Don't forget to share this with your friends.
Absolutely.
So that if they love horses, make sure that they join us at the virtual ranch horse shows, but also just join our community because there's always something that you can learn on this community.
Yeah, and it's
Yes.
something different every week.
Every week.
I may
And
have an
it's-
earring. I may have two. I may not have any. And
You
we want to
will
say
for sure
yeah,
have a drink.
Yes,
and
and
it's
this
all things ranch horse.
Yes.
yeah,
So
Ranch riding, rhinestones, and rowels.
absolutely. And I've been dressed by Cowgirls and City Chicks
yes, you have.
boutique here at the show. So I
Very
think it's
good.
been great. Yeah.
So
So we want to say
cheers.
cheers to everybody. Come back and see us. We will see you again.
See you
Next
next week.
Thursday.
Yeah.
Next
Thank
Thursday.
you.